Hey there and welcome. We're going to jump right in today because we are tackling something that I'm willing to bet feels deeply personal to pretty much everyone listening. We're talking about that maddening gap between knowing exactly what you need to do and actually, doing it.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Think about that big goal you have, that project that's been on your desk forever, or that new habit you swear you're going to start. You know the steps, you've got the plan, so why does it feel like you're just stuck in neutral?
I mean, you've done your homework, right? You've read all the best-selling books, you've got the key parts highlighted, you know the theory inside and out.
You've probably spent hours, maybe days, watching the YouTube tutorials, the TED Talks. Heck, you might have even paid for an online course. Your brain is just packed to the brim with expert advice.
So you get it. You understand the frameworks, the mindsets, all the step-by-step strategies for success. On paper, you are completely and totally prepared. You have all the knowledge you could ever need.
And yet, after all of that learning, all that prep work, nothing really moves. The goal is still way out there. And that feeling of being stuck, yeah, it's still right there with you. And let me tell you, that is one of the most frustrating feelings in the world.
Well, this feeling, this phenomenon, it actually has a name. It's called the knowing-doing gap. You can think of it as this giant, frustrating canyon that separates what you intend to do from what you actually do. And what's really wild is just how many of us are living there.
Get this, a staggering 95% of people get trapped in this exact spot. So if this feels familiar, please know you are so far from being alone. This is basically the default setting for us humans. So the real question is, why? Why does this gap even exist?
What is the secret force that's holding you back, keeping you from just walking across that bridge from knowing to doing? Well, I can tell you it's not because you're lazy or lack willpower. It's something way deeper, way more primal. It's all about how your brain is wired.
And right here, this is the fundamental conflict. See, you want to take action. You want to grow, you want to change things. But your brain, it has a totally different agenda. Its number one job, hardwired over millions of years of evolution, is protection. It just wants to keep you safe, avoid any and all risks, and save energy. So when you think about taking a new action, anything outside of your normal routine, your brain's ancient survival alarm goes off. To your brain, that new thing doesn't look like an opportunity. It looks like a threat. It feels risky. It feels uncomfortable. And its outcome is totally uncertain.
And what does your brain do when it senses a threat? It slams on the emergency brake. It pulls you right back into your comfort zone, that place where everything is familiar, predictable, and most importantly, safe. And this isn't a conscious choice. It's a powerful, automatic, instinctual reaction.
Now, here's the really clever trick your brain uses to keep you safely tucked away in that comfort zone. We call it overthinking or sometimes analysis paralysis. Your brain convinces you that what you really need isn't action, but just a little more preparation. It feels super productive, right? But what it really is a very sophisticated form of procrastination. And this kicks off a vicious cycle. You feel stuck, so your brain says, hey, let's learn more. That learning gives you a little hit of dopamine. It feels like you're making progress. But by doing that, you've successfully dodged the scary, uncomfortable action. And so the cycle repeats, and you dig yourself even deeper into that knowing-doing gap.
So, after all this, understanding how your brain resists change, seeing the trap of overthinking, we get to the absolute core truth of it all. The one single idea you need to really get to finally break this cycle for good.
And it is simply this. Knowing does not change your life. You can read every single book ever written, but until that knowledge gets translated into actual behavior, it's basically useless. Information alone is not transformation.
It's that simple and honestly that profound. Only action creates real change. Not huge, perfect, earth-shattering action either. The secret is to make the action so ridiculously small that your brain doesn't even register it as a risk. Think about it like this. Want to write a book? Just write one sentence. Want to start going to the gym? Just put on your workout clothes. That's it. That's the start.
And this just completely demolishes one of the biggest myths that keeps us stuck. We think we need to have it all figured out to feel 100% confident and clear before we can start. But the reality is the total opposite. Action is what creates clarity. You figure things out by doing, not by thinking about doing.
So the big takeaway here should feel like a huge weight off your shoulders. You can let go of that constant pressure to learn just one more thing or to find that one perfect strategy before you begin. The goal isn't to get it right from the start.
The goal is simply to get it going. You already know enough.
So I'll leave you with this question. What is the one tiny, imperfect, ridiculously small action you can take right now? The question was never about what you know. It's about what you're willing to do. You don't need any more information. You just need to start.